Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to Ballchat podcast, the show where we review some of the week's major news in the world of football. My name is Benton, along with the family engineer. Wagwan, brother. A long time to see you. How you stay?
Well, I'm there, you know. I'm there, and I make you know right now, my head kind of hot, B. Not gonna lie to you, my head kind of hot.
Well, after the week that Manchester United have had, I am not surprised your head kind of hot. So, I'm just going to sit back this week. Last week, I ran the show, you know, and the people themselves are boring. So I'm just going to go and sit down and just go and make you just do what you do, all right?
No matter with it. Because we need a sensor to that.
Football lovers, we see you running in and big up to yourself. Come on, away this week, roughing some games, so big up yourself. Come on. No brown envelope thing out the road. Yeah, we need to talk to the referee union and chairman or whatever, make him or her know, so come on, have ball chat to deal with. No referee assignment on a Sunday evening, yeah. All right, football lovers, you know how we do it. We're going to touch EPL action as Arsenal. Why Junior salt up Arsenal from about 2 weeks ago. Arsenal's EPL title race is in a spot of bother. We're going to discuss the EPL title race. We're going to discuss Champions League semi-final games, Champions League quarterfinals games, semi-final matchups coming up. We're going to look at the FA Cup final and also look at CONCACAF Gold Cup draw that took place. CONCACAF Gold Cup group stages group stage encounters coming up. And the Reggae Girls, U20 Reggae Girls qualified for the next round, or the final round of the CONCACAF U20 Championship, trying to get to the U20 Women's World Cup. But we're kicking it off with Ballers and Bugs family. Ballers been the impressive players, Bugs been unimpressive. Junior, the floor is yours, family. Ballers of the week, who do you have?
You know, I've kicked out the ball of the week with giving it to the Reggae Girls, the young Reggae Girls, for making it to the next round. Now, the competition, we can say it was expected for them to make it to the next round, right? But with all the things that surround the Football Federation, there are some things that has not been made public, and we now going to make it public right now. Some speculations, but let me just say, if the senior team is complaining about treatment from the Federation, then imagine the younger teams, right? I imagine how they are being treated. And them still find a way of making it to the next round. So hats off to them. Hope the young Reggae Girls can achieve the impossible. Because I'm going to say it's going to be impossible for them to make it to the Under-20 World Cup, but we're hoping for the best. My other about Rafael Leao. Now, at the World Cup, we beat him. We beat him for Portugal. I think he had that one game. Was it the first game when he scored a beautiful goal and never did nothing first at the World Cup? And we beat him to a pulp. But what he did for AC Milan is nothing short of a mirror. It's not even a one run what he did, but he's constantly being a threat for AC Milan, and he's slowly making his name in the national scene. I really don't want to give Newcastle ball of the week. I'm not going to beat Tottenham. I'm not going to beat Tottenham to a pulp. So I'm going to leave it at that. No, I'm not more ball.
All right. Ballers, within the Ballers and Bugs segment. If you're new to Ball Chat, first time listener, thank you for stopping by.
Sorry, Benton. Sorry. Yes. One more baller.
Go ahead.
Borussia Dortmund. I'm not going to beat Arsenal, but Borussia Dortmund is the reason I'm going to beat Arsenal, because they are making the Bundesliga race even more spectacular than it really is. And they are doing what Arsenal can't. Go ahead, sorry.
All right, Borussia Dortmund sliding in, getting a ball off the week from Junior. New listeners, if you're just stopping by for your first time to Ball Chat, this is a show where we review some of the week's major news in the world of football. Please consider subscribing if you like the content. Smash the like button. Of course, smash the like button. And for the returning listeners, big up yourself. We see you always. Big up yourself week in and week out. Thank you for always for joining us. Big up, one love to all the listeners. Ballers and Bug segment. We're highlighting Ballers of the Week, and we're going to identify a few bugs later on in the show. Ballers of the Week for me. You mentioned Borussia Dortmund. We're going to big up Daniel Malen of Malen of Borussia Dortmund. 2 goals as Borussia Dortmund rubber stamp the one and only Eintracht Frankfurt in the Bundesliga. And I have to squeeze a small ball of the week to the coach, Terzic. Terzic is doing something that I thought was impossible at Borussia Dortmund since the one Mr. Jurgen Klopp left. He is letting Borussia Dortmund believe that they can win the Bundesliga. So I have to give Terzic ball of the week. I don't know if it's an illusion. The bottom might drop out next week or 2 weeks later. But right now, I'm giving ball of the week to one Mr. Mayland for scoring those 2 goals and the coach, Mr. Terzic of Borussia Dortmund. Ball of the week. And I also want to give a ball of the week before I leave Borussia Dortmund. Ball of the week to Sebastian Hellier for a different reason. Sebastian Hellier, big up yourself. The man who's recovered or won his battle against cancer. He's an advocate for cancer awareness. He wore this on his boot. Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. We're in Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. And he says, check your nuts. So all of the men listening to Ballchat, we always do it in October for Breast Cancer Month for women. So all men, checking the nuts. Testicular Cancer Month. So ball of the week to the one, Mr. Sebastian Hellier. And Borussia Dortmund. And I want to big up the Reggae Girls, man. Junior mentioned them earlier, but I want to highlight them. Big up to the young Reggae Girls, Chanel Buckley and the entire young Reggae Girls family. Through difficult circumstances, they were able to navigate the group, won the group quite resoundingly. Even when big bad Honduras run forward, them say, yeah, go on aside. So big up to the Reggae Girls. And finally, ball of the week to the one and only Mr. Edward Camavinga. Big up yourself, youth. Big up yourself. New contract loading for Camavinga. Youth playing out of position. It does not matter. Does not matter. Baller. My baller's that. Big up yourself. Jason Frame, big up yourself. I'm already running with them bucks. Baller Jason. Junior Bucks of the Week, family.
I still talk about these new age footballers. You see, everybody who believe, I don't know when it changed, but sports in general used to be a competitive gladiator, male and female gladiator event where you go out there and it is just competition rules and it's battle to the end, battle to the death, right? Somewhere along the line in these generations, after our generation, it has become just a pastime. What I'm talking about is dirty idiot Tottenham, dirty idiot Arsenal, dirty idiot Bayern Munich. Let me tell you something. You cannot spell the word fanatic without the word fan in it, right? But I am not a fan of Tottenham. I'm not a fan of Arsenal. I'm not a fan of Bayern Munich. I am a fan of football. And you know who win this weekend? You know who win this weekend, Benton?
Football.
Which football? The betting companies won this weekend. Because, trust me, everybody and them granny thought Bayern Munich was going to come back after what happened against Man City. Everybody and granny thinks they will come back and beat the door. I don't remember who beat them this weekend. Mainz or whatever. They think they will beat the doors off for them. So everybody go bet for Bayern Munich. And what? Nothing happen. Then lose. Everybody will have things. Whatever they want here.
Yes.
Everybody thinks that Tottenham was going to beat the brakes off of Newcastle. And if you don't think that Tottenham will beat the brakes off of Newcastle, you think it's going to be a good game. In a 3 minutes, how much goal score? And dirty stinking Arsenal. I'm telling you this from 2 weeks ago. When I did the show, I hosted the show by myself, and I said it. Arsenal is pissing away the Premier League title. Oh, no. Oh, Man City not going to drop points. You say Man City not drop points. Man City have more games to play. But at the time, all Arsenal had to do was take care of their business and then win the league. Now, there's nothing wrong with losing a game, or there's nothing wrong if a team creep up on you. But nowhere in the clause did it say Southampton is going to be leading Arsenal 3-1 at any point in any game. So the question now must be why? I am telling you this, it's a new age footballers. Them man don't know about competition, Benton. Them get my bug of the week, man. Tired of them, man. Tired of them.
You done?
No, but just a start.
You said all of that. Joseph Rip says ballers of the week, Brazil youth. Wait, the man go weird on a youth 17 tournament. Ballers of the week, Brazil youth team under 17 are underplaying some great football in the Confederation. Why? Man found a baller of the week. Pick up yourself, Brazil youth.
Respect Jason. Because Benton, that's my next bug of the week. I am a Brazilian fan. Thank you, Jason, for bringing this up. Did you know that in Brazil, how much players on the 17th side name Riquelme? As a Brazilian fan, how the hell are they going to name Abbo's son after the Argentina baller? That's sacrilegious, Benton. You know what?
Maybe there's a Brazilian Riquelme, Bridget.
Eh?
Maybe there's a Brazilian Riquelme, I don't know.
Yeah, which Brazilian Riquelme? Because there was one of the games, under 17 games, when they had a kid commentating the game. And then one little boy, like a 12 or 15-year-old said, I didn't say, there are a lot of players named Riquelme in Brazil under the age of 17 because of the great Riquelme. I never said, wait a minute. So as so far Brazil football drop, without no more Ronaldos, Rivaldos, Kakas, Cafus, Roberto Carlos, Wagana Riquelme. What next? Diego Maradona. Oh my God.
Ballers and Bug segment of Ballchat. But Jason Frame highlighted Ballers of the Week to the Youth 17 Brazilian team, Bugs of the Week for me family. We don't just got to chat because we have a lot of things to run through. Jason, we get your comments regarding Junior in a few minutes. Bugs of the Week family. Junior Pringle, come on down. Junior Pringle sat on the show and do many private conversations. Disrespected La Liga. So La Liga is a bush league. La Liga is foolishness. La Liga is a two-horse league. La Liga is two-donkey league. La Liga is party shop, is scammer, blah, blah, blah. Let's take a look at Manchester United record against La Liga teams. Junior team. 6 recent encounters. Manchester United across European competition against a La Liga team. Manchester United cannot win a single game, brother. So all the Man United fans who are castigating and calling La Liga Bush League, hold in the corner, hold this bug of the week.
Barcelona,
hold this bug of the week, brother. Hold this bug of the week. Let's go. Villarreal, Sevilla. Let's go. You defeated Barcelona in the Scammer League earlier, but now you got your teeth kicked out by Sevilla. Wait, hey, football family must sweat. The man 13th place, Sevilla. 13th place, Sevilla defeated Manchester United. Come on. Villarreal did it last year. Come on. So, Manchester United fans, put some respect on La Liga name. Bug of the week again. Let's see. Southampton. Dirty Southampton. I'm a Southampton fan. Dirty Southampton. You are leading Arsenal 3-1. 88 minutes. You are bottom of the Premier League. Bottom of the Premier League. You're on the verge of relegation. 88 minutes in the ball game and you cannot hold this to get your 3 points. Come on, Southampton. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. It doesn't matter if they were leading by 2-0, 1-0. Bruh, see out this game. I don't care if Arsenal is running for trophy. I don't care. Southampton gets a bug of the week. You have a bigger fish to fry. You're trying to survive. You're trying to survive. Southampton gets a bug of the week for me, man. You cannot. I don't, and I know there are those who said, oh, the heart, the fight of this Arsenal team. I don't care. You just had to defend and see this game out. 88 minutes and you're leading 3-1 and that's right. Come on, Southampton. If you get relegated, you'll be looking back at this game. Those are my bugs of the week. Oh, wait, hold on. Yo, David De Gea, what you doing, brother? Harry Maguire, what you guys doing? Defending, passing, what's going on in Manchester United backline? I highlighted Manchester United fans earlier, and we're going to specifically name out De Gea and Maguire in the Sevilla game. That was piss poor from professional footballer. So, Spurs backline, Eric Dyer, Cristiano Romero, Poro, Eric Perisic, and a bug guy week, man. Go on, man. That you cannot show up. I don't care if it's four in the back, 3 in the back. The coach says it's his fault. Mr. Stellini at Spurs says it's his fault. Apparently, he changed the formation. It doesn't matter what formation you play if you decide not to tackle, brother. Spurs players stood by today and did not tackle. Bug of the week. Junior, I'm done enough. Any final? Let's go run through some of the comments from the people. Then.
Well, sir, but I try to remember the referee in the German 3rd division. I don't know if you saw the story or saw the report. In the German 3rd division, a fan of a team that is facing relegation. The referee in the game gave one of that team players a red card. And by halftime, when the referee walk off of the field, a fan threw a cup of beer on him.
No, I didn't see that.
And them abandoned the game.
Yeah, man, I waste beer. I'm on our one.
Referee say, I'm not ref no more. God.
Fan them worth hard.
Let me see if we can find the report. But so Jason Frame said that I'm lying. Jason Frame said that Judah, you're lying about saying you told us about Arsenal. I am the one who told you, look at our schedule in relation to cities. Yeah, Jason, you said that. But I was hinting that Arsenal is going to throw it away.
Already said, so when they drew 2-2 against Liverpool, you said, Junior, this Arsenal show away the title because you had this perfect opportunity, 2-0. And I thought back then they didn't throw it away. Because I was like, okay, it's Liverpool, it's Anfield, fine. But then enter, you go out more to reach them because enter the Southampton game.
Look.
No, wait. Enter the West Ham game and then the Southampton game.
because you saw the writing on the wall, right? And it's just crazy. But Reggie said, bug of the week, Arsenal FC defense let 7 into the back of the net in the last 3 matches. Defense wins championships. BM says, bug of the week, Harry, a.k.a. Fridge. BM says, the worst defender ever. At least Man U made the FA Cup final. Hopefully they don't play idiot Maguire. No, Jason friend, no, Junior, the week before you were handing us the title, and I said no. Actually, yes. My apologies. On the show, I was saying Arsenal's still supposed to win it. So yeah, you're right.
Okay.
You're right.
Junior giving bipolar responses your family.
I bet them go behind the scenes. We are good about Arsenal today.
Yeah, let's get to the meat of the show and get to the football roundup. 22 after the hour. FA Cup final instead. Let's start. I mean, Junior, Man City, rubber stamp, Sheffield United. And your team defeated BHA, Brighton, in PKs. The final is set for June 3rd, family. I mean, any thoughts, any comments on the semi-finals and this outlook of a final, early one?
The semi-finals was as expected for both teams, to be honest. Manchester United, in my opinion, they hit their purple patch when Rashford had that little spurt.
I
where
noticed from certain fire I reach your top, but you're highlighting my opinion. How well's opinion it is?
I don't think. Let me tell you something. You see, Man U season hit the drain when the butcher got hurt. Not even when Varane got hurt. When the butcher got hurt, that's when Manchester season, Man U season hit the tank. Both semi-finals to me was as advertised. Brighton is not a pushover side. Now, unfortunately, as a Manchester United fan, I would love to have seen Man U deal with them like how Man City deal with Sheffield, but it's just two different sides right now. And June 3rd, let me just put myself on record and say this. As a Man U fan, I hope we win. As a football fan and as a football watcher, common sense tell me Man U not have a chance in that game. Because Man City can more likely be paid for a treble. Now, I think the Champions League final is a week after that. So if Man City make it to the Champions League final, and if them unfortunately go around Jason Frame's Arsenal and win the Premier League, they could be looking at a treble, right? Now, Man U can be looking at a chopper double. That's what I call it, a chopper double. FA Cup and League Cup fight championship is a chopper double. We could get a scammer trio or scammer whatever, but would get kicked out of the Europa Cup. I am worried because the Viking can easily put 4 past the gear. So that's my take on it.
So Junior, you went from a getter treble to a chopper double.
With a chopper double now.
Okay. I guess it's gonna be what the next one, a chopper uno or whatever the next one.
We get a teacup.
A teacup uno. In terms of this final, I mean, you know, the Emirates FA Cup sponsors Emirates. This is the ideal final for them. This is must watch TV. Nobody. As a neutral, I did not want to see Brighton versus Man City, and I didn't want to see Man United versus Sheffield. Okay, unless those teams are really gonna compete and win. This is the ideal scenario. So we move, family. We move. EPL news now, because we have to.
Even better to the bedtime.
Yes,
we can close off the English football season with a Manchester derby. And we can start the new season next year with a Manchester derby.
What would be the Premier League winner
versus
the
FA Cup winner.
FA Cup winner. So that with that scenario, Manchester City would have clipped Arsenal. All right, let's get to the EPL because we have to discuss what's happening in the EPL and what's going on with Arsenal and the pending matchup that's coming up this week. Huge game with Man City. EPL results this week, but we have to start, of course, the Friday game, Junior. We have to kick it off right there. 3-3. Goals from Martinelli, Odegaard, 88th minute, and Saka in the 90th minute. Alcaraz, first minute, Walcott, 14, and Caleta Carr, 66th minute. Junior, Mikel Arteta said after the game, he said, this young team reacts, quote, this young team reacts in a way that is incredible. When it is against the odds, the spirit they had was a joy to watch. The message is clear. I love them, end quote. He loved them, Junior. Your thoughts?
Who is he talking? Is he talking to his team? Is he talking to the fans? Because, and Jason Frame, correct me if I'm wrong, but the vibe I am getting from the Arsenal team, not the Arsenal fans. The Arsenal fans are starving for a championship. The vibe I'm getting from the Arsenal team is they are trusting the process. They are a year away, blah, blah, blah. When they got kicked out of Europe, no, when they got kicked out of the FA Cup, oh, we are a year away. When they got kicked out of Europe, we are a year away. When we know that the Premier League title seems to be slipping away, it is still, we are a year away. We're still young. We still need pieces, blah, blah, blah. When is it going to become crunch time? When will the alarm bells go off for Arsenal? I don't see any evidence of that. You want me to tell you a team that have alarm bells going off? Newcastle. Newcastle want to play in the Champions League next year. What them do? One of the man them want come, when I said them want come for them top 4 position, then put that game out of the misery early. Why Arsenal can't do that? At home. At home. Against the bottom side. The side of their gully. Why Arsenal can't do that? I get the vibe. I don't know what is going on in the locker room, but I get the vibe like there is we still have time in our careers. We're still young. Look, take a note out of Leicester book. When Leicester got them hot start, them finish it, right? Arsenal got a hot start. Continue them hot start. And it's not making it slip away. It's disappointing. Disappointing.
Junior, before we look at other results and this impending game against Man City, there is much discussion about Arsenal's defense. I think Reggie highlighted it in his comments. Big up to Reggie, the Arsenal fan. Saliba is missed. We don't know when he will return. Tamayasu is also out. Is it a defense issue, or is it a mentality, an intestinal fortitude, a guts issue now?
It's a guts issue, Benton.
It's a guts issue.
Even if you start your second string players, they are better than Southampton. We don't care about West. We don't care about no game prior to this. We don't care about the Liverpool draw. This game on Friday, going leading up to the Man City game. This game on Friday that just passed. This should be a must-win game. You did not approach it like it's a must-win game. So we can't use excuses of player personnel. We have to think about the mentality. These new age footballers, them man really think that them can do it again next year.
So and I hear Arsenal fans, big up to the Arsenal fans, because they're trying to navigate a difficult situation, right? We'll look at the standing in a few here, because on one hand, in August when we predicted the league, many of us didn't have Arsenal nowhere near. You did, yeah, you did, but you've been picking them for the last 2 years because. But many football fans did not have Arsenal anywhere to stop, right? And so, but be that as it may, here they are in an excellent situation. I mean, this is a dream scenario, right? I mean, and you could never, ever ask for something like this again, because the future is not guaranteed in terms of this sort of outcome, in terms of this position for Arsenal. So, do you, if they drop the soap again and do lose this title, do you, Junior, think that, with the fact that many of us didn't have them in this position, consider this still a successful season, they would have qualified for Champions League? Or is it too early to make these sort of talk?
If you're not an Arsenal fan, that is a sentiment to leave with, right? If you're a non-Arsenal fan, you can say the future is bright. You're trending up, blah blah blah. Those are all the buzzwords to put up. But if you're an Arsenal fan, you have to say, will we ever be this close again, right? Because love it or hate it, Chelsea have a rotted squad. They just need a good coach. Liverpool having a down year. Man U seems to be trending up just like Arsenal. Man U seems to be a year behind Arsenal. So if you don't win it this year, when you going to win it again? So it is you can't look on it and say, well, Next year will be ours and blah, blah, blah. We can't deal with that. We can't deal with it like that. You cannot do it that way. But so what Jason Framer said, great thing is we still have our destiny in our hands. Your assessment of the players is wrong. Did you not see the heart, the fight, the desire, or you didn't watch the game? So, okay, no disrespect, Jason. No, I mean no disrespect to you in any way, shape, or form. But you sound like a fan that still remember the Invincibles. You sound like a fan that still remember the Arsene Wenger great Arsenal years, and that's a crutch. Just like me, it no matter what happened to Man U this year, I will always remember the Sir Alex Ferguson years. I'm gonna feel good. So when I sit down and say, yo, I'm good. Whatever happened, it happened. That's the vibe I'm getting from you, Jason. Because you cannot be this close to a title. And your team put your players, put your team in a position where they have to show the heart to fight back. My question is, why you don't show the heart at the start? What is missing?
And that is the conundrum with Arsenal. And that, all right, so this outcome or this scenario is different from what occurred in the previous two encounters. The two encounters against Liverpool and West Ham, they started out fast. They took the lead, led 2-0 against West Ham and Liverpool, and throw it away at the end. But here it is. The scenario is reversed. Today,
right.
In this game against Southampton, they started out slow, was lost at sea, and then they pulled the game back. So it's almost like this team cannot put a complete game together at the business end of the season. This is the business end of the season, you know. This is not patty shop middle of the season where we are trying to say, well, yo, them things that might go, we are rare. This is how you make your money right now.
True, but
this
then...
is how you make your money.
Right, so Jason Frame said, nope, I'm wrong again. He won the title this year. Again, next season, I promise. So I agree with you. Now, in the grand scheme of things, if you were to take a look at the season from the macro level, right, way above the trees, Arsenal did not have a rut this year, right? We can't think of a time this year when Arsenal went through a stretch of games where things just never fall right for them, right? We can't think of that. We can't think of a period, a time. While every team have had that period of time. Man City had theirs early. We'll sit down and we'll give Jack Grealish bug of the week and say Jack Grealish look good and blah, blah, blah. We don't know Man U. Chelsea seem like them in a forever rut. Liverpool in a forever rut. But this is Arsenal's probably first and only rut, right? Now, the way they played leading up to this bad patch of games, they gave themselves fodder. They gave themselves cushion room to kind of have missteps, right? I agree with Jason. At least them getting a point. It would be worse if they was dropping like 3 points, right? So there's something to be said about that. There's also something to be said that every team go through that patch in the season when it just seemed like you just can't get right to a couple of games, and then all of a sudden the light flip back on and you do well again. Maybe that's going to be Arsenal's story. Because remember how many games Arsenal win this year from the brink of defeat, from the brink of drawing. Remember, Jorginho come and bust, take a long shot. Remember who they come score?
Villa, the ball ricochet off Emi Martinez.
Yeah.
And then of course the winner, I think it was Reece Nelson's winner against the Cherries at the death, I guess 96th minute. After, Bournemouth led them 2-0. Hey, God go with them, yeah, man. God go with them. God go with them. Let's take a look at some other results in the EPL before we set up this Arsenal versus Man City game coming up this week. But God go with them. God go with them. West Ham defeated Bournemouth 4-0. Newcastle 6-1 over Spurs. Junior, I mean, what to say? What to say? I mean, Spurs is just piss poor. Newcastle is just good. What it does is how does Spurs? I guess the larger question is now, how does Spurs attract a manager in the offseason and knowing that they have so many holes to fit. Because when you look at this team, almost like every position they need a new player.
Yeah, but promise of the Premier League, you can probably say Gary Lineker. Who is that Tottenham Hotspur legend? Lineker, Gascoigne. You can send one of them to go talk to a coach and say, yo, forward. And Premier League, coaching in the Premier League is with the Lopetegui go which spot? Wolverhampton. So and Tottenham will attract them next manager. Hey, as crazy as it sounds, Luis Enrique can slip, trip, fall, and end up at Tottenham. So they will attract their coach. The question though is, will Levy take his hand out of the pot? Because it is obvious Daniel Levy is, if you can't have so many coaches coming in and coaching the same group of players, even though Conte did make some big purchases or some big transfers in, they still played with the same core of players. So I think that's what the problem is. Come and say it all the time. How Conte bring in so many players? Eric Dyer that started as a holding midfielder. Eric Dyer was a holding midfielder and was an emergency centre back for Pochettino, and somehow him stuck at centre back from then. I will not take a Tottenham Hotspurs team serious with a midfielder playing centre back. And Conte spent so much money and can't replace him. Who is at the controls at Tottenham?
Yeah, it's just puzzling, but clearly something is that the whole place need a cleanse. The entire facility need a clean out. I mean, it's just bad. And big up to all the Spurs fans out there. We don't know it's rough, but not right through it. So good luck, Tona. Other results on Saturday: Fulham defeated Leeds 2-1. Junior, should we stick a pin in a Leeds because Javi Garcia doesn't seem like to be the guy.
But for Leeds, for some reason, we're so jumpy with them. Is this the guy? What did they run here with Jesse Marsh? I'm a sure never got the rid of Bielsa.
Jesse Marsh, Bielsa feelings, brother.
Yes.
Marsh,
yes. I mean, yes, I am.
The team at least was fighting under Marsh. Granted, it's a bag of Americans, did they? When Marsh was there, Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, Aronson, etc. But the team don't look to have any fight now under Javi Garcia.
Well, if you don't like the coach, or if you can't reason with the coach, I would just tell all the players that you are 1 point away from the relegation spot, and the relegation next year. This is what your money means. You can be making X if you fight. You can be making X minus 20-30% if you don't fight. It's up to you.
Brentford drew 1-1 with Aston Villa. Aston Villa undefeated run continues. Crystal Palace 0-0 with Everton. Leicester City 2-1 over Wolves. Huge for Dean Smith and Leicester City. Liverpool defeated Nottingham Forest 3-2. Boy, that Liverpool game. Liverpool has stressed out the people then, brother.
How amazing is it? Literally in 3 months, World Cup. It almost feel it doesn't even feel like World Cup was 4 months ago. It don't feel so to me.
It doesn't feel like
But in 4 months, Virgil van Dijk has gone from one of the best defenders in the world to now they are saying, when are we going to replace Virgil at Liverpool? It blows my mind.
Yeah, Van Dijk not playing a ball. Van Dijk absolutely not playing a ball. He's a shadow of himself, and he's definitely scared of people running at him currently. I mean, he's not the defender to stand up and tackle people as we knew he was, and maybe the injuries had something to do with it, because after a while, he's giving me Upper Meccano vibes and a Harry Maguire vibes.
Or maybe he's playing too much football this year.
Or maybe that is true. All right, let's take a look at the table before we discuss this big game coming up on Wednesday. Let's move this table over while we have the table. Arsenal sitting on top, Junior. And Man City in second. Let me get the table up here. Get another table up because this table. So Junior, what?
You know what's the biggest? You know what's the biggest fool's goals to Arsenal fans is the fact that Arsenal played 2 more games than Man City.
Yes, that is absolutely and I mean that is the big thing that Arsenal will have to worry about, right? Because now they're in a situation where they
have to scoreboard
to
watch.
drop any more points. Now I think Jason said, I mean, can we guarantee that City is not gonna drop points? I think that's one of his questions. We can't guarantee that City is not going to drop any points, but one thing, we know that Man City lives for this run in, right? We've seen this before with Man City, this playbook before, where they start slow and then throughout the season, so Arsenal is on 75 points, Man City is on 70 points, Arsenal has 2 games, played 2 more games than Man City. So we know that Man City, and Pep does this by design. He wants to have his team locked in at the business end of the season, right? This is how you win championship, right? And so at the end of the day, we don't know if Man City is going to drop any points, and it probably will happen. But at the end of the day, is that they have been through this before. They walked this road before. They're on 11 games unbeaten run in our competition now. I mean, they're healthy. They're a deep squad. So they're built for this sort of scenario. And I mean, I don't know how Arsenal will navigate this one family. I do not know. And at the end of the table, Junior, Everton, Nottingham Forest, and Southampton. I mean, 28 points. Everton sitting on 28 points. Nottingham Forest is on 27. Southampton is on 24 points. Junior, I think Southampton is running out of games. They're running out of games.
I won't say that because they are surrounded by bug teams and they are 1 win away from being out of the top 3, about the bottom 3. Well, not 1 win. They are 1 win and a point away. Yeah.
Well, and their goal difference is pretty pathetic, minus 29.
Right.
The victory by Dean Smith's Leicester City was huge yesterday over Wolves. So, we watch the space on what's going to happen with Southampton. But I think they're running out of games. All right, big game coming up, Junior. We have this game earmarked, and it's been something that the pundits circle about January this year, because a lot of us didn't really expect this to be a big game in December when the schedule, and in August when the schedule was released. Arsenal versus Man City this Wednesday at the Etihad, family. First versus second. I don't see how Arsenal, it should be a good football game, but the way Man City is playing football right now, I don't see how Arsenal will go to the Etihad and get something from this football game.
Yes,
based on the
I
evidence
agree.
I have seen.
I agree. There's nothing other than just they need to play the game to prove it. The game need to be played to prove it, right? And Arsenal has earned the right to feel like they can come into this game and do something, right? They have earned that right. They have played well enough for the whole year where they can come out now and say, no, don't give up on us. It's not the end of the road. We can go to the Etihad and get something. Arsenal fans might say Man City is ripe for the taking, right? I don't really believe in that. But the thing about a game like this for me, though, is Pep's history at Man City. Pep's history at Man City in games like these is when him tinker, is when him overcoach, right? And the thing that I think Haaland has done for him this year is it doesn't give him the flexibility to overcoach. If you're going to play with an Erling Haaland in your side, you have to play football one way, the Erling Haaland way, right? I think that's what this game comes down to Wednesday. I don't think people going to make it be teacher versus student. People going to make it be first versus second. People going to make it be the hunter versus the hunted. I really think this is going to be a game of wills between Erling Haaland style of football and Pep overcoaching. Because we have seen evidence where Man City dash with these games because of Pep overcoaching. We have seen where Sterling got deployed David Silva got deployed as a false nine in these big games. We have seen where what other stupid this Pep go on with? I don't know. Rodrigo play right wing. We see some craziness will go on for Man City. I don't think that happened this Wednesday. And
for Arsenal to win this game. All right. First and foremost, does Arsenal really need to win this game? To really kind of continue their tread towards winning this title.
If Arsenal don't win this game,
because from what the Arsenal turned artist side, so this might be the fourth draw for them on the trot. So if they come out of this game with a point, will that be seen as a satisfying result? I mean,
no, because if Man City win out, Man City win the league by 1 point.
Yes, provided.
Right, so no.
But points on the board is better than points to get, right? Because Arsenal would have had points on the board already. Man City still have to go out and get these points.
True, but then you get to that point while the team that is chasing is also getting a point. So the honors will be even. The only good positive that can come out of it, if Arsenal get something positive out of the game Wednesday, is they did it at Man City home.
Yeah, so because they get a point at Man City home.
Right. If at the Etihad, if the game was being played at the Emirates, is a different conversation of it right now. But I don't know. I have no proof. I can't give you any how. But I think Arsenal are going to play a good game this year. I really think Arsenal are going to play a good game. But I'm not going to go as far as saying they're going to win. But I think Arsenal are going to show up this Wednesday. They have to. They have to show up.
Yeah. Last time, so these teams played in the EPL. Man City defeated them 3-1. So different scenario now. I mean, a CM situation in the sense that Arsenal is still leading the league. So, Junior, how does Arsenal go and win this game? Other than the mere fact of scoring one more goal than Man City? How does Arsenal execute a plan, or Arteta implement a plan where he can win this football game and get these 3 points?
I think they have to play bully football. I think they're going to have to play bully football. They cannot play. They're going to have to play. They have to snarl. They have to fight. They have to bite. They have to come out like their hair's on fire and just go guns blazing. That's the only way. I don't think they can stand up in front of City and play football against City. Yeah. You see Bayern Munich try it and look on to Bayern Munich midweek. So you can't chase the game. You cannot chase the game. But you also can't sit back. That midfield battle to me is where the game is going to be won and lost. Yeah. They have to win the midfield. And it have to be all hands on deck. I'm talking 10 guys defending, 10 guys attacking.
Yeah. Now, I mean, and we know we want to move on so I get some other news because we touch FA Cup, we're touching EPL for a little while here. But we know historically Pep teams have been vulnerable against a team that park and counter well. We saw your Manchester United exploited them against that. We saw Jose Mourinho do it. We saw Tottenham do it again. Can Arteta and Arsenal implement that strategy? They have the one Mr. Gabriel Martinelli who's fast like 10 of those men. Is this something that Arsenal can implement? And if they can, do they even have the appetite to play this type of football?
So that the team will give up 7 goals in the last 3 games, 2 games.
Yes, 7. So 3. Yep.
So
In the last
we
3 games, 7 goals. I
so,
didn't even know it. Yeah.
so we take them way part the bus and not give up any goals while getting a counter-attacking opportunity against Man City. To answer your question, can they do it? Yes, they can do it. You talk Manchester United. What Manchester United bring is balance from the wings and the counter-attack. And Arsenal offer balance in Saka and Martinelli. They do offer balance. And Gabriel Jesus at the tip of the spear. They offer balance. So can they do it? Yes. Will they do it?
I mean, it's not their style of football. I mean, we saw Wolves with Adamana Traore went to Etihad back in the day, and historically we know Pep teams. They like to possess the ball. They play a high line. I mean, they have good defenders, but I mean, they want to play some ball and they give a lot of space to runners. So, but again, I don't know if this is Arsenal's appetite. They don't play football this way.
Yeah, but if you want to win the title, you have to play untraditional. And Arteta won a Premier League champion title before? Because I don't think anybody on the Arsenal team. Oh, Jesus. So Gabriel Jesus probably.
Did Jorginho win at Chelsea?
I think so. Yes, Jorginho. So
definitely won.
Jorginho might be the one that can tell them and make them know that.
Zinchenko, because he was
Zinchenko was just one carry-on.
Well, Zinchenko was leading the huddler. This Wednesday, Man City versus Arsenal, big game, 3 p.m. In the EPL, 1 versus 2. This could be the title decider because if Arsenal get a fix up, then Arsenal fans just a next year thing, yeah, man. Next year thing. Junior, continuing our football roundup, we're just going to quick hits and get some thoughts on some other major news this week because we're running up against the clock. Champions League semi-finals are set. The one and only Mr. Vinicius Jr. and Real Madrid will take on Erling Haaland and Man City. And Milan derby, Rafael Leao and will take on the one Mr. Romelu Lukaku and Inter Milan in the other semi-final. Your thoughts on the semi-finals, early reading from you. Is this the year that Man City gets over Real Madrid? We remember that big game last year. Is this the year that they do it? And how you seeing the Milan derby, early reading?
I think it's a year that Man City do it. I also think this year, AC Milan, I'm feeling AC Milan for take it all. I'm really feeling AC Milan for take it all. But this is a year that the reason I'm saying that is Real Madrid starts slow in games. Them start slow. The Chelsea afforded them the luxury of starting slow. And Liverpool, don't forget the Liverpool game. And if imagine that. If Real Madrid spot a Man City 2 goals, and can they come back and win the game at a tie? No, it's done. Right? So that's what I think will happen. Man City going to take it. And I am leaning towards AC Milan.
As a neutral, my only hope is that Man City and Real Madrid are healthy and they're going full tilt. Because this should be a big football game. I mean, number 9s on display, Benz, Erling, ballers in midfield, ball game supposed to roll. 2 excellent managers, 2 of the best we have seen in this recent in this recent space. So this have all the trimmings or whatever of a blockbuster. So I just hope injuries or nothing don't deter derail this thing. And as for the Milan derby, I don't really care about that. I foolishness. All eyes will be on this Real Madrid versus Man City game. Nathan, before we move on to other quick hits, we just want to get thoughts on some other things. Nathan Atke, back to this Man City Arsenal game. Nathan Atke seems to be out for Man City. He might be missed. He's been huge in the Champions League first leg, and he's been an integral part because the coach said, the other brother, they can't really manage a position. Will Nathan Atke be missed?
No.
All right.
No.
All right, continuing our football roundup and other major news that took place this week. We're going to step and look at football in our own backyard. Junior, before we get to the CONCACAF draw, we want to highlight the Reggae Girls and the Reggae Boys schedule. We want to highlight the Reggae Girls, young Reggae Girls, significant achievement in the CONCACAF U20 Women's Championship. The younger Reggae Girls advance to the final round. They will join Mexico and United States, who are already automatically qualified. Panama, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Canada also made it through. We're waiting for the winner of Group F, which contains Costa Rica, Nicaragua, or Costa Rica and Guatemala, which will conclude this event. But the top three will go to the FIFA U20 World Cup, Junior. Assessment of the Reggae Girls tournament in your eyes and their achievement in making it to the final round slated for later on this year.
I talk about the compliment. All right. For me, what I'm seeing from Jamaica for all teams, Reggae Girls, Reggae Boys for all levels, is the consistency of being at the top of the food chain in the Caribbean, right? Not CONCACAF, but in the Caribbean. So where you can constantly make it to the final round of qualification. I'm not going to sit down now and I'm going to the X's and O's of the games, to be honest with you, because we expected them to do well, right? This is the business part. This is where you need some outside catalyst to make it to the next level. This is where you need the support. This is where you need the infrastructure in place to give your players that extra step. Because one thing that we have seen, is no disrespect to any other Caribbean island or any other islands about there or any other teams in CARICOM. Notice I said CARICOM. With limited resources, our girls have proven that we are just better than the other teams. Our girls have proven that they just love football more than the other countries, right? Because that is what we can separate them from right now is the love of the game, how much you watch the game, how much time you put into your craft of playing football. When you reach where you're playing against the big boys, though, are the big teams, are the big girls, the teams that get the support, the teams that have the facilities, the teams that have the training facilities, the teams that have all of those things. Now you're going up against a juggernaut that if you could only have a little bit of that support. That's where I stand with this. I'm going to say it again. It's an impossible task, right? Impossible. And I'm not going to sit down here and say, oh, them girls are better than Mexico, them girls are better than United States. All them need is, no, but I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to say is they need the support so they can build up them talent to compete. And it's just sad. I don't know how much more times we're going to get where all they need is some support. We don't know how much more times it's going to happen because pretty soon the other CARICOM teams are going to catch up. Pretty soon their girls are going to love football as much. Pretty soon they're going to kick you out of a spot. So
yeah, pretty soon other teams will catch up. Tournament slated from May 24th to June 3rd. The top three teams of the tournament will qualify for the 2024 FIFA U20 Women's World Cup. So just watch the space. Of course, Ballchat will give live wall-to-wall coverage and update on the Reggae Girls in that tournament and the preparation leading up to it. Other major news that took place this week, when look at the Gold Cup quick hits. We just want to get your thoughts on the Gold Cup real quickly. Junior, Group A, United States, Reggae Boys, Nicaragua, and the winner of a preliminary encounter. Group B, Mexico, Haiti, Honduras, Qatar, Group C, Costa Rica, Panama, El Salvador, and another winner of a preliminary play-in game. Group D, Canada, Guatemala, Cuba, and the final winner of the play-in tournament. Reggae Boys schedule was released this week, or the schedule was released this week. Reggae Boys kick off June 22nd against the USA at Soldier Field. Then June 28th, they'll take on Nicaragua. The game against USA is at 8:30 p.m. At Soldier Field. June 28th at 6:30 p.m. they'll take on Nicaragua, and they'll wrap up on July 2nd, 4 p.m. Santa Clara. They'll take on the preliminary winner. Junior, your thoughts on the group, the Gold Cup, and the schedule, family?
A typical Gold Cup schedule. Well, the only thing is that we're kind of happy so we don't play America the first knockout game, right? So, we might unfortunately get Mexico. We don't know. We don't know how the group's going to shake out. It's also good that you get the America game out the way, because in these type of competitions where you have four team groups and 2 go through, you just need to win 2 games. You win 2 games, you go through, right? So beat Nicaragua, beat the winner of the preliminary group, and then you're good. Just win the last 2 games. The America game going to be difficult. I don't care what nobody wants to say. It's going to be a difficult game. Get what you can out of it. Now, can Jamaica win the Gold Cup? I think they have the talent to. And if I think they have the talent to, then it doesn't matter who they play against. Because there will be no easy knockout game. There will be no easy semi-final game. We all know you're going to play either against Canada, Mexico, or America in the semi-finals, if you make it to the semi-finals, right? So just prepare for it.
Yeah, I mean, and I might get cussed out, I might get called idiot for this, but I am gonna say this right here, and I've said this during the World Cup qualifiers. I'm tired of the Reggae Boys just going to tournament to make up numbers, just to be one of the group, or one of the play, or one of this. There's a time when the Reggae Boys need to go to tournaments with the legitimate objective of competing to win tournament. Not just show up for just make up numbers, brother. I'm tired of them foolishness there. Yo, at least my generation can say that we have enjoyed a winning period, or the Reggae Boys won something. Under the one, Mr. Carl Brown, the old Shell Caribbean Cup, or whatever they want to call it. This generation of young Reggae Boys supporters, them can't say that, because the Reggae Boys have not won a trophy in a long time. The Gold Cup is not something that is out of reach. It's a tournament with proper preparation and tournament in tournament management. You can win this tournament. You play defensive, solid football, and you go for it and go. And BM said Tapper won the Caribbean Cup. I'm going back to Carl Brown still, you know. I big up Carl Brown before. So if Tapper, there's no more Caribbean Cup, BM. There's no more Caribbean Cup. It's no Nations League and Gold Cup. Reggae Boys need to set them sights on winning this tournament. If Tapper can take the Reggae Boys to 2 finals, the dentist need to figure out a way to win this thing. He definitely have the personnel to do it. And me don't talk. Now call me fool, call me idiot, call me whatever. Unreasonable expectations. I'm tired to go to a tournament to make up numbers, brother. Tired of it.
And this is, I agree with you, and this is the year. This is the year. Me never say a foolishness you talk. Canada is in flux, right? A one bag of old boy, and they've just make it to the
one Gold Cup final, Tapper took the Reggae Boys to 2 finals. Them to play one again.
One, no, winning. Remember, winning took them to the other one.
Winning took them to the. May I give Tapper the credit, you know?
But America is in flux. We don't even know who's going to coach them. Mexico, they don't scare us. We just play in the Nations League and draw with them, right? In a game that we should have won. So this is the year. This is the year. This is very similar to the year when Winnie first went to the World Cup and made it to the finals. And I think we lost to Mexico in the final. That was the year when we beat America in the knockout round at Atlanta. I was at
that game.
Yes, I was there too. So this year kind of feel like that year, especially if Demarai Gray, if what we are hearing is true, that he's signing up to play for Jamaica, this could be the year that we have one of those teams. This could be the year that we have one of them teams. This could be the World Cup cycle that we have one of those teams that go to World Cup and surprise us and minnows that make it out of the first round. It's not impossible. It's just that we need to build momentum. We need to get the train started first, put some gas in the train, and then build momentum down the track. It's not impossible. So I agree with you. I'm going to go on a stretch and say it's a finals or bust. I expect us to beat either America, Mexico, or Canada in the semifinals. Winning the finals, though, might be a little bit too much for ask for right now, but we expect to go finals.
Yeah, big up to VM for pointing that out. Tapa went to one final in 2017. Junior, I am tired, brother. We tired for go to these tournaments. Somehow we pick up a bungle and we jump and play and we drive a car and go watch the team and we get, man, it's time for win a trophy, man. Time for win this. And this trophy is not out of reach. This is not something that is unattainable. So reggae boys need to fix up. The dentist can do it. And I mean, with the system or the style of play that he's looking to play, it might be suitable for this sort of tournament. So win the trophy. Win it. Simple. BM says we said the same thing the last Gold Cup. We were almost at full strength and still couldn't beat USA B team.
Well, which coach we had at the time? Our coaches make a difference.
And to be fair, to add to this assessment, my expectation is built on the fact of what I saw in the Nations League game against Mexico, right? In Mexico. Right. So I was impressed with what I saw in the Nations League game against Mexico in Mexico. Now, I expect more and more and more coming into this World Cup. Win this thing, brother. And of course, we'll have a whole heap of time to discuss the World Cup. You know, say that you know. I that you know, engineer. It that you know.
Yeah, man. Road.
Want to remind listeners, Man City versus Arsenal this Wednesday, 3 p.m. Like Arsenal fans, them will go a rum bar after this. Man City versus Arsenal this Wednesday, 3 p.m. Junior, we should watch this game at a rum bar with some Arsenal fans, because some drunk body rum might be flowing after this.
Because the Arsenal fans think that they're still young and it'll be a great experience for them, regardless of the outcome.
Good luck. Big up to Arsenal for pushing Man City to the edge. But good luck Wednesday. Football family, you can connect with us on Facebook at Ballchat. We're on Twitter at Ballchat1 and Instagram at Ballchat Podcast. Arsenal versus Man City, big game this Wednesday. We're going to find a rum bar and watch that game, 3 p.m. Big up to Arsenal listener, Arsenal fans. New listeners, thank you for stopping by. Consider subscribing to the channel. Remember to smash the like button while you're here. Returning listeners, big up yourself always. Big up to all the listeners. One love, man. Respect. Yo, engineer, that you know we're gone. I run no family.
Yeah, man. Later.
Bless up.